Okay, so today we are going to start off with Cancer. I went ahead and pulled your first starting cards, and then I will go through and say what they are and we'll define them. I rolled the dice, and you got book one, which is Born to Love, Cursed to Feel by Samantha King. And take the dice here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Stand tall. There will be those who seek to destroy you and everything you stand for. No matter what, keep building. Okay, my Cancers. It looks like you've got some people around you that are not the greatest of people, that do not have the best of intentions for you. So let's see what's going on. So far, I'm not necessarily sensing a love reading, and if this is a love reading, then I am very sorry. Okay, so in your recent past, you got the Magician. So you are trying to manifest something into your life, whether it was love or a new career or anything of that matter. You knew exactly what it was that you wanted, and here recently you went for it. You went all in. Now this card also means, it also can mean someone, you or someone else could be saying hurtful things or doing hurtful things. This means going for something, but it also has the ability to cut you like a sword or to heal you. Like, there's two different parts to this card here. So you're either manifesting and going for exactly what you want at this moment, or you have manifested it and it's came to fruition and someone has cut you. Someone's cut you like a knife. Because here in your coming future, it's showing that you are going to be bound in bad thinking, and you're going to confine yourself. Like, this card here is kind of like a warning. It's letting you know in advance, to not put yourself, to not restrict yourself, because you can easily take this off. And the covering across her eyes, what it's really saying is that she's trying to look in a different perspective. She's trying to see things from a different perspective. And so if by any chance this Ace of Swords here, if you manifested it and it hurt you, and you are now in this Eight of Swords, then you need to take a look at what you're doing and what you're going through and change it around, because, the saying, to expect different results from doing the exact same thing is the definition of crazy. Now, I say that theory doesn't necessarily work in relationships, because you always have a variable. You always have a different person, and one thing that doesn't work for someone else may work for another, but it's also a reverse, as that saying, if you keep doing one thing and you keep getting the same results, maybe you need to look at a different perspective and try something else. And the universe has the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Seven of Cups here in reverse, which is telling you, you know, you may have talked to someone who's come into your surroundings, or you're hoping for someone, but this person is not necessarily what they seem, because this is like falling for dreams or fantasies or something that's never going to come into fruition. So even though this looks beautiful and, you know, you could be trying for something, there's a fantasy that is completely out of reach. See, when it's upright, you have all these choices of all these different things that you can go for. It's someone who's like daydreaming. But when it's in reverse, it's pretty much saying to you that you're not getting it. That someone is trying to trick you, that they're being a trickster or something like that. So just be careful, Cancers. They're kind of warning you, you know. So be careful, especially if this is a relationship, because I know a lot of times, you know, we tend to look at someone like they're perfect, or we idolize someone, and when they fall short, you know, it ends up hurting us, you know, because sometimes we look at someone and we think they're perfect and we put them on a pedestal, and when they fall short, or when they leave, or when they hurt us, it hurts 10 times more. But we always have to remember that anyone that you truly love will have the ability to hurt you. And everyone is going to fall short and not be perfect all the time, because no one is perfect all the time. You know, you have to be willing. Love is saying, I accept your good and your bad. You know, I'm going to stay here even if, you know, all this bad keeps happening. So just be careful that you're not falling for all the bad. And yep, here is your match, actually. So this could have been a relationship. Here is your King of Wands in reverse. So someone could have been trying to control and manipulate the situation. The masculine energy could have been coming in, trying to control a situation, and you could have fell for it. You could have put them on a pedestal, but in all reality, it was just a fantasy. You know, so we have to be careful with that. You know, you want to test all things and see and make sure, you know. I've heard it said, you know, you don't listen to what people say, you listen to what they do. But nowadays you can't even listen to what people do, because they can change up and do what they say they're going to do once or twice. So you want to watch for consistency, you know, like if someone promises you they're going to call you, they're going to talk to you, they're going to spend time with you, and they don't, and then they apologize, and then the next day they do the same thing, and then they apologize again, and they're like, okay, well, I'll spend time talking to you, and then they ignore you again. You know, you have to pay attention to the consistencies. You know, when, as I always say, an apology without change is nothing more than manipulation. You know, if someone keeps saying they're going to change, they're going to be there, they're going to do this, or they're going to do that, or they promise to stop doing this, or if they promise they're going to put the toilet seat down 800 times, you know, like at some point, if they don't change, they're literally just trying to manipulate you by telling you what you want to hear so that you stop, you know, hounding them. But, you know, when it's important, you know, you got to pay attention. Okay, let's see what we've got going here. Tell me about the current for my Cancers. What my Cancers need to know for their highest good. Please, Father God. Okay, so currently you could be listening to tarot readings, or you could be practicing magic, looking into the mystics of the world. Anything else for the current for Cancers? Okay, here we go. Here's the trickery and the confusion again being confirmed. So this is what is going on right now. Someone is whispering sweet words into your ears, telling you one thing, but it's all lies. Okay, so you have to watch and see how their heart truly is, because if you're a good person, you're going to want to believe that the person that you're listening to has a good heart. But sometimes you're going to learn in life that not everyone has a good heart just like you do. And after time and time and time and time and time again, you will learn this lesson. And it's one of the hardest ones. Believe me, I know. I've had to learn it. Okay, for your future, it's telling you to have faith. Okay? You've got people watching out for you. You've got your ancestors. You've got those passed on. You've got your parents, And here's an amethyst. I set one here right before the reading, and it's for healing. So maybe you need to do some healing. This faith card, it always reminds me. I don't know if you've ever seen the Rider-Waite deck. And the Lover's card. The feminine is... In the Lover's card, the feminine is actually looking up to God, to the angels, to the spirit. But when you flip it around, when you look at the Devil card, the feminine is no longer looking up to the spirit, having faith. They are actually looking to the masculine. And so they have taken their eyes off of their faith. They've put their eyes on the masculine, and it's saying, you have to not trust in the 3D, because the 3D, it may give you what you want, but in the long run, it will not be what you need, and it will end up being what hurts you. Staring at that masculine may be all beautiful and everything, and it may be what you want to see, but when you look up, you're going to look around and realize you're in hell. Because that was not the masculine that was meant for you. But if you keep your eyes focused on God above, that is you trusting Him in the 5D to bring into fruition, into the 3D, what it is that you need, what you're asking for, what the true desires of your heart are. All right, let's see what that... Okay, so it's saying here you've had a rejection. Maybe you were trying to create something with somebody. Maybe you were trying to go for a relationship, but they rejected you. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, a rejection a lot of times is for your own protection. So if you see rejection, don't always think of it as a bad thing. It could be God leading you to somewhere else. Unless you've got a twin flame. If you have a twin flame, that theory is all out. Because if you have a twin flame, then you need to be doing the mirror exercises. Because your twin flame will reject you based upon the intensity of the connection, and they will run. So that is two completely different things. But right now we're just on the Cancer singles. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? else do my Cancers need to hear for their highest good? Okay, so you got confidence that fell in the reverse. Sorry for my horse speaking. I have been sick for a while. Oh, look, that looks like Clemmy. But you got your confidence fell in reverse. So if by any chance, especially if you are in the twin flame journey, then that would be one of the reasons why people will reject you. It's because you're going to attract what you are and not what you want. And if you have no confidence at this time, maybe you need to be the one to step back to find that self-love. And that is something that we all in this life have to do. We all have to step back and find the confidence in ourselves, because you have to learn to love yourself first. Because how are you going to tell the person that you want to be with forever that you love them if they see that you can't even love yourself? They're not going to believe that you're going to be able to love them fully and wholly. So take a step back and get your confidence. Okay, so High Priestess of Earth fell in reverse as well. So, in other words, it's telling you that you're not even doing your grounding exercising. You're not trying to figure out who you are. You're not trying to look inside and get yourself sorted. So, maybe that is telling you that's what you need to do. Take a step back and get yourself right. There's a saying that says, you're praying for an angel, but what you're trying to offer them is hell. So if by any chance you're hoping and you're praying for an amazing relationship and a nice person and all kinds of love, you need to step back and find that within yourself first, so that you can be that, so that you can attract what you are. So sorry for the coughing. What else for my Cancers, please? Here you go. Look, you got faith and hope. So it's telling you for in your future, find your confidence, get grounded, and remember that you have hope. I've heard it said before, that where are you stepping out to? You're leaving this, but where are you stepping out to? And that is a beautiful saying for the Virgo in me, because I like to plan things. I like to know where I'm going, what's happening. I will run through everything in my head, but the other parts of me want to always go to I may not know what my future holds, but I know who holds my future. You got to find that faith, and once you find that faith, you're going to find the hope that you've been searching for. And when you find that, this fire, this passion that you have in you that is upside down, maybe it's because you got this rejection, this passion. Once you find that faith and you find that hope and realize it doesn't matter where you're going, as long as you know who you're going with, then that fire will be put back into you. Remember, you look up to the Father first. He says, come to me and trust in him, and he will provide you with everything that you had hoped for and everything that you had dreamed for, you know, because he's got a plan for your future, and it's not one that's going to harm you. It's not one that's going to hurt you. It's one that is based upon your highest good, you know, because a lot of people, especially in the twin flame journey, they still have free will. But the masculines, a lot of times, from what I'm learning, is that the masculines will be the one that will run, because they are going to look for the 3D. They're not looking at things in the 5D yet. They haven't awoken completely. Like, they could be aware of it, but they haven't completely awoken, and some of them never do. But they see things as in the 3D, as in what I can see right now. When the feminines are the ones who are looking up to the Father and having the faith, the masculines are looking